A lot of Chaos Dwarf units have had successive rounds of buffs, including the Chaos Dwarf Warriors themselves. Today we're going to see Kaiju take them against Black's Bretonnia, and we shall see how. Oop, OBS just crashed there. Okay, yeah, let's look at the builds here. We've got a front line of Laborers. We've got some Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Here for Kaiju, he's got some Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders scattered around here as well. Looks like some Spears and a couple of Renders in the back. He's got a couple of those new Bolt Throwers and some Fire Glaives. So this is kind of the use case for Bolt Throwers, right? Is that you can basically fit them in as an extra support piece in sort of a wide build, or just in a lot of builds, to be honest, because they're relatively cheap. So let's see how they can do here against the Cavalry of Bretonnia. Are there a lot of cavalry, actually? It doesn't look like it, but we've got the Royal Hippogriff Knights, King Lewin, and a Green Knight. Very good choices all the way around. Peasant Mob here, Knights of the Realm. Okay, so there are some knights here. Peasant Bowmen, some Men-at-Arms. Quite a wide array of peasant tier units here with a couple of Knights of the Realm, and then the Hippogriffs. So, I mean, from a value perspective, definitely want to try and focus the Hippogriffs, but the trees on this map do mean that you're going to be losing out some of those shots as they fire through on that angle, so might want to just pick a target that you can get more clean shots on. Hard to say. Trebuchets are returning fire, though. They definitely have a huge ranged advantage on the bolt throwers, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue, but already frontline engagement getting underway. Laborers versus peasants, the battle for the ages. Green Knight going to just rout one laborer immediately. I actually really like to pick the Green Knight here, as Chaos Dwarfs don't have the greatest magic damage options. Drazoath the Ashen here is just looking for Flames of Asgore pretty much only, so yeah, not a lot of other magic to be seen here. It's curious to see how that goes. He doesn't even have magic damage in melee, unlike a lot of other caster characters, so could be an issue. But looking at the sneaky Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders going around, perhaps, to try and threaten the Trebuchet. There are some Knights to respond on the far side. On the near side here, Wolf Raiders do somewhat get crushed by Knights of the Realm, but we've got a nice little firing solution. Well, if they can turn in time. One issue of having more unimodels is they actually take longer to turn and shoot, so yeah, they didn't actually get any shots. Well, maybe, because the centering of the unit is a little screwy, and they actually ride directly back into the line of fire. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what you want to see for a new unit. Get some bolts. Wow, actually pretty effective volley before they get ridden down there. And actually it's enough to maybe not get fully ridden down. I mean, they're going to take some losses, no doubt. But meanwhile, we've got Men-at-Arms penetrating the back lines, threatening the Infernal Guards at least, allowing them to not just sit and shoot. But the Hippogriffs are going to deploy at this point, try and get in, practically strike this unit. Bull Centaurs with supporting Archer fire. That's Green Knight also. We'll see how that does. So far, not as effective as Bretonnia would have liked, probably, but they're still probably going to win this engagement in the long run. It does look like one Bolt Thrower is firing now into that engagement, having survived there. Lewin also taking some pretty significant damage from the guns of the Infernal Guard. So right now, Chaos Dwarfs looking okay, but just the huge horde of Bretonian units opposite them is quite threatening, and it does look like the Knights of the Realm there did chase off the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, but that kind of puts them in tactical reserve, aka forgotten about, far in the woods there. So in a way, that's actually tactically pretty useful. The Bull Centaurs, as predicted, get terror routed there. We should see a regrowth probably soon on these Hippogriff Knights. They are getting low enough they might start dropping models soon. And it looks like they already dropped one model there, so I definitely want to get some healing on them as soon as possible. Yep, there it is. Regrowth, refresh their vigor, get their heals up. Yeah, something just wrecked the damsel there. Wow, what is that? What is going on there? Was that wasn't all miscast damage, was it? What in the world was that? Did I miss something? Did Drazoath use something there? I don't know. What? Black or Kaiju? You'll have to let me know down in the comments below. What? Did I miss something? It didn't just take so much damage. Anyway, yeah, it looks like Chaos Dwarf's now kind of pressing on all fronts here. We've got the Laborers pushing through the forest there, threatening a lot of the Men-at-Arms. We've still got a lot of their elites intact. These Bull Centaurs here. Of course, Drazoath himself still quite healthy. The Fire Glaives also advancing, getting into position to continue fighting. But Lewin certainly not going to go quietly. He is still healing. and still fighting, and can sustain this fight for quite some time. Ooh, Green Knight versus Drazoath out in the open field. Potential disaster for Drazoath, as the Green Knight has amazing stats, but does get some supporting fire from the Infernal Guard in the back. And, yeah, if he has anything to confer weakness to fire, he could somewhat bypass the resistances of the Green Knight, but, I mean, damage volume is also a way to just bypass the resistance. Just get enough damage in general, but, oh yeah, both players now escalating this engagement, throwing in their elite cavalries. Bull Centaurs are probably going to trade a little bit more efficiently here, but let's see if there's magic support available from the Damsel once more. Try and heal things up to even them out. The Hippogriff Knights are getting pretty close to their healing cap at this point, so can't take too much more damage in this manner. But right now, understandable to just go directly after the units that you find most threatening. King Lewin joins in the fight, and they're able to dispatch that unit of Bull Centaurs. Now Drazoath is in real danger. I mean, granted, he's got the guns to cover him somewhat, which actually managed to get a really nice damage burst on the Hippogriffs in response there. They are going to get another regrowth for their probably final heal. But, yeah, the fact that these Fireglaves have managed to stay online pretty much the whole time. Trebuchet was busy shooting at other things. Probably should have been shooting these guys rather than spending any time at all shooting the bolt throwers. But anyway, yeah, the Fireglaves definitely making their presence felt here. Bolt throwers do eventually get taken out by some plucky Knights of the Realm. The ones that had been, you know, in tactical reserve there in the back. They're now going to wheel around, try and take out these Infernal Guard, as Drazoath is also kind of getting pounded by the Green Knight, but the Green Knight likewise getting shot in the back by the guns, just taking chips of damage over time, has been whittled down, and now probably going to go down here to Drazoath. Ooh, maybe not. Lewin swoops in to try and save the day. Little flamethrower attack, that was super cool. More Hippogriff Knights move in, and yeah, if the Green Knight, he really should go hide in the woods to heal himself at this point. Just stay there for a while. If he has the, yeah, he does have the Sacred Guardian heal, so just go hide in the woods, or chase off Drazoath. That's also valid use of him, but the Infernal Guard could just turn and shoot and probably kill him in like 1 or 2 volleys. I don't know, though. It's getting so close. Bull Centaur renders. They tear out away. These other Fireglaves fighting don't have a huge anti-large bonus, but it's something. They've got AP and decent stats, so they should be able to hold against the Knights of the Realm, no problem. Then here comes the Green Knight once more, charging in the back. Oh, so exciting. Who's going to win? I don't know. Actually, I haven't watched this replay until right now, so you're finding out with me, but Lewin getting routed would be a huge loss. He manages to stabilize his leadership there as he took a little burst. He's got so much healing cap space left. Did he rout at some point? He did rout at some point. I just missed that, so he actually is not regenerating. I'm like, why isn't he heal capped yet? Ooh, that is rough. That is definitely rough. I don't know. Caster's even still here. I've been paying so close attention to this. Oh, yeah, she's right here. If she has any heals left at this point, they definitely got to go straight into Lewin. You really don't worry at all about the Hippogriff Knights anymore. Green Knight also is looking like he's probably going to go down here. Again, run him away, hide him in the woods at least until, you know, later stage in the game. But with the loss of leadership, Bretonnia I'm a little bit worried about, but at the same time, the Fireclaves also both just rout. They're having a really hard time keeping their leadership together. We've got one unit of Chaos Dwarf Warriors kind of out in no man's land here. Probably just going to get bursted down by missiles. Yeah, Trebuchets online. Not looking great for the Chaos Dwarf Warriors. They're just fully surrounded right now. But, oh yeah, there's the regrowth on Lewin. That's probably the dagger for Chaos Dwarfs. I don't know if they can recover from that. But, yeah, the Bolt Thrower seems to have a solid enough performance against the Cavalry faction. Like, I would definitely say this, or, you know, maybe Greenskins are another faction that tend to take, like, a high volume of Cavalry. Maybe those are some factions where the Bolt Throwers could get you some good value. Let's see, Fireglaves managed to hold. I don't know, this Chaos Dwarf Warrior definitely still could do some work. I mean, there's so many of them left at this point, but there's still some Fireglaves too. This unit in particular has got, what, 38 models, good amount of ammunition left. I don't think this unit will hang around as the Trebuchet focuses them down. Let's fast forward a little bit through this endgame phase as the guns advance onto the Trebuchets. Are they going to take out the archers first? You take out the knights? I'm not really sure. They definitely should take out the Trebuchet. That's the thing that's going to do the most damage to them right now. But I guess they're relying on the Dwarf Warriors to get in there and get the job done, which eventually they do, but it does take quite some time, leading to this Infernal Guard getting terror routed away. Lewin jumps in with a Sword of Corone active. Gonna debuff the melee defense, but there's no other units to, an armor as well, importantly. There's no units really to follow up, but there is another regrowth on King Lewin from the Damsel. And so, yeah, that'll be a victory for Black and the Knights of Bretonnia. I credit to Kaiju, you know, trying out some different things, taking a new unit, and actually neither one ends up paying for themselves, so I take back what I said about them being decent against cavalry factions. I don't know. I mean, granted, Black didn't actually take a ton of cavalry here, but even, you know, yes, the Knights of the Realm were somewhat limited, and he did kind of beat the Hippogriff Knights, but at the same time, he ultimately ended up losing the battle, so it was very close, granted. Small things on either side definitely could have changed the outcome, but all that being said, yeah, Bull Centaurs get some pretty impressive value. The Fireglaves also get some pretty impressive value. The Chaos Dwarf Warriors, they're alright. Some of them get kind of wrecked, but some get some pretty good value. Even the ones I say get wrecked, I mean, value-wise they get wrecked. They still got a high number of kills on just chaff tier units, which, you know, still got to take them out, right? So, there's something there. Yeah, Green Knight was definitely a bright spot, along with the Hippogriff Knights for Black. And then, yeah, the rest of the build had some contributions. Knights of the Realm weren't complete pushovers. Well, one of them was, but, yeah, Trebuchets also got some nice value. The one Trebuchet, I should say, got some nice value contribution there. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.